Hey cats, it's your midsole man here, EDDBUD. At this midpoint of the year, I've been very lucky to try out loads of different running shoe models. Today for you, I've got my best of the bunch so far in 2025. Thanks for tuning in, people. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and also give this video a thumbs up like. Drop us a comment as well and tell us what your favourite running shoe model is this year. Dankeschön. After an initial break-in period, I think the Adizero Evo SL is certainly one of the best in 2025. It's got a really attractive price and it offers so much for that 129 quid. The upper's durable enough, though perhaps not the most breathable of the lot, but it really does benefit the runner with so few overlays here. They've just kept the design nice and simple. The stock laces aren't the best, but the midsole is where it's at, full of that older Light Strike Pro formula, which is what you would have found in the Adios Pro 3. Minus the energy rods, of course. There is a small stiffening shank in the midfoot here, but aside from that, you're running on one of the most durable super foams you can get, and it just gets better and better the more miles you put into it, which is ideal really when you're thinking about a daily trainer. You want some extended longevity. The outsole is great too. It's like the icing on the cake. Lots of apparent durability over the testing miles. So it's hard not to recommend that you try this one out really. Perhaps a touch too soft for some people that might want a little bit of stability back there in the heel, but it's a great shoe to have in a runner's rotation. The Evo SL from Adidas. In hand here, I have the Metaspeed Edge Tokyo. This is my preferred Metaspeed option in 2025. To me, it just seems to suit my running style a little bit better. I think it's supposed to be for like cadence runners, but for me, I think it's the balance of the midsole materials now. Up front, you've got more of this Flight Foam Leap material, which is a lot softer than the stuff that we've got in the heel here, which is Flight Foam Turbo Plus. There's like a nice controlled impact with the Flight Foam Turbo Plus, and then super soft explosive kind of propulsion on toe off from Flight Foam Leap. As such, this shoe's a little bit closer to what I felt in last year's Metaspeed Sky Paris. I'm not sure that's what the intended feeling is, but that's what I'm feeling at least. Grip on these ASIC shoes is fantastic. It's a real sort of snake-like bite, sticky, tacky traction here that works even better when it's hot, and the upper is just simplicity itself. Though still quite baggy, it does work for me, certainly in the toe box. Creates a sort of protective space around the top of my toes. It's just such a comfortable shoe to wear over distance. I think that when the viewers will get to try out these exciting new models from ASICS, they're going to find these new foams really fun and exciting. Perhaps not a massive departure from the previous versions, but they're just so much lighter. I think that's one thing about the race shoes this year in 2025. They're all so much lighter than the previous ones. All the brands are going hell for leather to try and make their shoes as light and nimble as possible without sacrificing the ride. So the Metaspeed Edge Tokyo, certainly recommended from me. Another super light banger in the form of the Adizero Takumi Sen 11 from Adidas. Slightly lower, more responsive shoe, this one. You're not going to get loads of squash. It's like a slightly more firm, responsive model. More along the lines of the Evo SL, I suppose, but with a bit more rigidity and road feel. Energy rods and Light Strike Pro here. A featherweight feel. This is a great racer, and I think this one's going to be a great trainer for people too, considering how durable it should be. That polyurethane material they're using on the outsole is impervious to any testing, and it's like that across the whole of the Adizero range as well. This one's just been released here in the UK, but it's certainly a favourite in my shoe rotation already. A little bit more forgiving in terms of the midsole stack than something like the Adios 9, and a slightly more glove-like upper on this one too. Looking forward to getting more miles into the Takumi Sen 11. I think a best of shoe list for 2025 would not be complete without a mention for the Brooks Hyperion Elite 5. A midsole switch up here to a PIBA based formula It just makes for a much more fun and lighter, nimbler ride than before. Brooks finally with a top level racing shoe here that kind of matches up against some of the common competitors, things like the Deviate Nitro Elite 3 and the Vaporfly 4. Slightly narrower base, certainly in the heel, than we've had in previous Brooks races. It's so easy though to achieve a good lockdown in this shoe, and I think people that are perhaps running in a warmer climate will really benefit. It's such a breathable upper here on foot. Hits the spot just from a number of angles really, and it's so good to see the brand producing a great race shoe considering some of the really good trainers that they've had over the previous years in the Hyperion range. Love the sort of bouncy nature of this one. It really does throw you forward on your next stride. Bonkers colorway as well. I think this one looks really nice on foot. So the Brooks Hyperion Elite 5, highly recommended. A shoe from Saucony next. Now, I haven't actually put out my full review of this one yet. It is the Hurricane 25. A great balance here between sort of traction, stability and cushion. Saucony have placed a layer of Power Run Plus underneath the Power Run PB this time. Just gives the shoe a slightly more stabilised feel without that sort of overt control that you sometimes get in a stability shoe. It's perhaps all the best bits of what I used to like about the Triumph model from Saucony, but with a lower drop. It's only a 6mm drop here in the Hurricane 25. Slightly less aggressive from heel to toe. I mean, you still got 38mm of stack here in the sample size, so it's not quite maxed out, but I think perhaps if you're a heavier set runner and you want something that's got loads of impact protection here, it certainly looks the part as well. And you just want a hint of stability, not something that's too kind of over the top. I think the Hurricane 25 is the shoe for you. Watch out for my full review of this one coming up very soon, but I'll tell you now, it's going to be highly recommended. The Fast R3 from Puma is no doubt a shoe that's getting loads of traction within the running community. If you look beyond the hype though, you'll find that Puma have been crafting this shoe for several years really. If you look back to the super light and nimble Deviate Nitro Elite back in 2021 through to the Fast R2 early last year, the brand were aiming for something big, and I think they finally sort of hit the spot with the Fast R3. I mean, it is a unique model. It's quite unlike anything else out there on the market, with that ATPU midsole. I mean, that did feature in the last version of the shoe, and also some of that stuff is in the Deviate Nitro Elite 3. It's squashy, yet returns to form really quickly. Once you master getting the best out of the shoe, certainly with that extended carbon plate, I think the benefits are there for all to be seen. Pretty much anybody that I've seen that's tried out this shoe has found that they're so much more efficient in this one. It's no doubt going to lower your perceived effort over those longer distance runs. I just hope Puma can satisfy the demand that there is for this shoe. Whenever it appears online, it seems to sell out pretty much instantly. The Fast R3 certainly top of my recommendations list if you can find it. It's a real marvel in terms of design, but also delivers in terms of performance. One last shoe that's really hitting the spot in terms of performance for me is the Saucony Endorphin Speed 5. They've alleviated the issues here that I had in the Speed 4 with that winged plate. I think it's something to do with the placement. It just feels so much better this time round. Bought this shoe back to be in a nicely cushioned, very well balanced, versatile offering. Great for use as like a daily trainer. It just really calls you to put it on like a siren at sea. The slightly more flexible nylon plate that you've got here in the midsole is just a little bit more forgiving and usable at slower paces. Grip and traction on point this time from Saucony. They really have nailed that aspect of the shoe. It's top-notch tinkering really from Saucony, delivering the runner's high whenever I've got it on foot so far. I've got one more for you. I recently reviewed this one on the channel, the Puma Velocity Nitro 4. Puma have got another banger here, a very light, nimble daily shoe, and it's cheap as chips, £110 here in the UK. I mean, if you can find a discount, you can probably get it under £100. I think it makes for the best daily trainer on the market right now. Great lockdown and superb grip as well, as per usual from Puma. It's a nice softer yet responsive midsole, just makes it a versatile option. I think it just pips the Evo SL to the crown at the moment for best daily, mainly down to the price. It just offers so much for like £110. It's no doubt going to get a few more people out running and enjoying some fresh air. Great stuff from Puma. So, best of shoes for 2025. Up to this point, I will do a worst of video up to this point as well. I need to build myself up for that one. Take the pure disappointment in terms of wallet damage. What's been your best of 2025 so far? Let me know down in the comments. Very quick musical interlude for you. I was lucky enough to find a copy of Stupidity by Dr. Feelgood the other day. I turned the cover over and found that it had the live recordings from Southend Pier. I mean, that's some of the best live rock and roll you're ever going to hear. Going Back Home is an absolute banger, and they do a wild version of Johnny Be Good later on in the set. If you can find this one somewhere on vinyl, it sounds really good. But go and check it out on your streaming services. If you've not heard Dr. Feelgood before, it doesn't get much better than drums, bass and guitar. Wilco Johnson is just like right up there in terms of one of my heroes for guitar playing. Go and check it out, Stupidity by Dr. Feelgood. Thanks for joining me on the channel, always appreciated. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like. Drop us a comment as well to help with that YouTube algorithm. My name's EDDBUD and I'll be seeing you